just had a thought come into my head while I'm waiting to see if anyone hears me casting my lines out there. I wanted to do a reading. I'm going to start doing more readings here and posting them on YouTube for different reasons. And I wanted to do a quick reading on... This is my first time doing this. I know it'll go fine, but it's always scary to try something new, isn't it? I want to do a reading for the new moon. The new moon that's coming up in is it Aquarius? So the new moon in Aquarius on November 2nd, January 2nd. I'm tired. I'm a little out of it, guys. I expended a lot of energy today, so I don't know how long I'm going to stay on, but maybe this is just supposed to be for this new moon reading and to get me going on a new path with whatever it is I'm creating here at Tarot by Keyth. I've got to get some wireless earbuds. This is really annoying. Let's see if I can just hang it right there. I guess that helps. Okay, helps a little bit. All right, new moon energies. We have a new moon. What is the sun? And the sun's in Aquarius, right? It moved over into Aquarius. I believe that's right. So that would mean that the sun and moon are conjunct every new moon. So that means there's a new moon in Aquarius. I have to get it right, though. I'm hearing Pisces in my head. It's not Pisces season. That's February into March. So yeah, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. So we're in Aquarius. There's going to be a new moon in Aquarius on January the 2nd, not November the 2nd. Just a couple days from now. We'll start feeling the new moon energies on the 1st tomorrow. So let's pull some cards for this new moon. New moons are always a time to reset your intentions, to start new projects, plant seeds. It's time to plant new seeds. And being in Aquarius, we're moving into Aquarius. So this new moon in Aquarius seems especially potent. I loved a Barbara Marciniak suggestion, which was to, on the full moon, take a blank sheet of paper and put it out in the moonlight and let it charge in that full moonlight. Don't write on it. Just put it out and charge it. Put your favorite crystal on it, a jar of water or something, and drink the water. And then 2 weeks later, store that blank piece of paper that's been charged somewhere safe, and then 2 weeks later, pull that piece of paper out on the new moon, and then write down your new moon intentions for that 28-day cycle. The moon zips around the zodiac every 28 days. And then on the next, you keep doing that, so it's every 2 weeks. You're either putting out paper or writing something. And then on the full moon, when you put out your fresh piece of blank paper for the next moon cycle, take the one that you've written and turn it into compost and put it in your garden or something, or burn it with the fire element to release it into the the field. Jan's back. Hi, Jan. Are you cooking again? I just cooked. I made a glass noodle stir fry that was so good. But it wore me out a little bit. I'm a little tired. Okay, off you go. So we'll continue with the new moon thing. So I highly suggest the moon ritual. It's funny that popped into my consciousness now after a couple years. I should do that myself. So maybe together I'll remind you and remind myself on the full moon to put out a blank sheet of paper to charge it. And I guess we can start this in a couple days on the new moon and just write out intentions, though we don't have the charged piece of paper. We still have pieces of paper. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to write out some new moon intentions in a couple days for the first. And I'll do this all year. Thank you. Thank you. See, if you just start talking about stuff, the ideas form themselves. You just have to kind of do the pieces and let the puzzle reveal the bigger picture. So I'm making a commitment to myself and to all of you publicly that this year of 2022, I'm going to write out and charge paper and do the whole thing for all the moons. That's what I'm going to do. So, new moon reading. What do we need to know about the new moon? 3 cards works. That's a good format for this. The quick and easy. I do much more complex spreads, by the way, in private readings. If you want, I offer 3 card, 6 card, 5 card, 7 card, 9 card, and 10 card readings. And my suggested donation is $11 per card. So that makes it really affordable. And a single, if you just want a single card, I call it the Unity spread. There's the Unity spread, the Trinity spread, the Monad spread, the Diamond spread, the World spread, and the Completion spread. I do everything by the numbers, by numerology. So let's see what this new moon has in store. We'll do situation, also attached to recent past energies. This is for the new moon in Aquarius on January the 2nd, 2022. 1-2-2-2-2, which is a 9. What's the situation that we need to be aware of for this new moon as we set our new intentions for the next 28 days? Okay. 2 cards came out. Can I just have 1 card, please? 1 card. For those other readers of you out there, if a card wants to be drawn and you skip by it, 2 more came out. Just shuffle and it'll come out again. If that's the card you're supposed to see, it'll come out. Okay, that one. That's the situation being posed at the new moon. What is the action that we need to take on this new moon in Aquarius? What's the action? That one. Okay, and then what's the outcome? What outcome will result from us taking this action? All right. So this is my first moon reading. I'm getting a head start. Ending the year properly. Already crossing the line into the new energies of 6, moving from 5. So the situation the new moon wants us to know about is Lady Temperance, number 4 on the upper octave. Stability, application, and formation on the esoteric level. This is about purpling. This is about looking back at what happened in the past in the bottom half of the card, the physical realm, and balancing out all the duality between the masculine, feminine energies within yourself, collectively, the world. Our angel wings are fully formed with feathers as she takes her 2 cisterns of yellow and red, which represent logic and the inspiration to do something with that knowledge and turn it into wisdom. Excuse me. As she balances the water, which represents love, in between these 2, pouring information from the top half of the card, crossing the line into the bottom half of the card. She's looking back at the past with yellow eyes. That means she's seeing things with new, higher intelligence. She's having a crown chakra activation, the red flower at the top. There's rebirth on her mission at her solar plexus, her ambition, her will. Green is the color of rebirth. There's also green right here in between the throat and the heart, representing a rebirth of expressing with our throat what our heart wants to say, saying what we feel without shame. This is the situation, and balancing out, and her purple, beautiful purpled foot is sticking out toward the future. Underneath her, you can clearly see the split between the masculine and feminine. Here, she's standing on ground of fulfillment, orange, which would represent the knowledge that we've already gained and integrated. That's now our foundation. And behind her are the light blue and green hills, which is new earth, a rebirth of a spiritual world. So this is looking back at the past with a newfound wisdom. seeing past the trauma and the triggers and mining the lessons with our newfound intellect and balancing out as we continue to purple ourselves. That's the situation for the new moon. And then another 4, it's all about stability, man. All about stability. Stability of fire, 4 of Wands. There's a lot of trust coming. This is the action that we're going to take. So this is stabilizing our fire routines. Creative outlets, journaling 15 minutes a day, exercising, a new exercise program, playing the guitar, knitting, taking a watercolor class, but something that you want to do because you say, if I were the best version of myself, I would be doing this thing because I feel inspired to do it, and then making yourself stick with it to make it a really stable daily practice. It's putting our spirituality into action, light blue and red at the 2 cut flowers. More spiritual knowledge will come from this, and it will also stabilize our spiritual knowledge, because whenever we engage our creativity, we go into alpha brainwave state, which is when we seem to get downloads. More yellow and red information and the masculine energy to apply it into our lives at both the root and the crown, with a red diamond of action, masculinity in the heart. Interlaced by these overlapping bands of your intuition with light blue spirit filling in the gaps. We're about to soar with these angel wings, and this new moon is going to stabilize these new constructs, paradigms that we are creating for ourselves, which in turn automatically affects the collective and the grid in which we all exist. Defend it to, this is the Queen of Swords, the lioness who defends her cub. You can see the ideas. These are the businesses, the projects that will help save the planet that are being in gestation in this queen, this royal feminine figure who's quite intelligent. Her discernment has, she's learned discernment, and using her spiritual knowledge, light blue and yellow, to grab a handle of this masculine red blade. She will, looking back to the past at everything she's learned, we're still not ready to see the future. We're still integrating and stabilizing. She will defend this idea, this proverbial child that's growing in her womb. This idea, this swords of the air sign, logic, intellect, and idea. She'll defend it, and she has the discernment to know when someone who says all the right things, makes all the right promises, but their field and their energy says otherwise. She smells a rat, and she can discern false energy. Happy New Year. Happy New Year's Eve, Jadora Maya. And thank you for your wonderful donation and for participating yesterday. This is a reading that I'm doing for the new moon coming up in Aquarius. It's a big deal. There's rebirth coming on the outcome of this, but there will be people who will try to sabotage what you're growing, and they'll be your friends. There'll be people who say they love you, and they may not even be doing it consciously. They may have some hitchhikers, and some they may not have learned discernment and protection the way that we have, and they may be allowing things to come into their field and operate them, and they hear whispers and thoughts of what to do, and they think it's their own idea, but it's not. That happens quite a bit. So yeah, there's a lot of parental stuff there. So guard up. No need to be nasty, just be wise and discerning. And as you protect this idea that is the rebirth that we saw in Lady Temperance, the green around the solar plexus that's now actively growing, defend it, protect it. Use the lessons that you've learned from the past to not let anything come in that could harm this idea. So that's the new moon reading for Aquarius. Lady Temperance, 4 of Wands, 4, stability, adding up to the whole thing of 8, which is that receptive action and that infinite flow of merging 2 hemispheres by using the bridge, the 0 point of the heart. So there we go. There's a free reading for everybody, including myself, and that's my first moon reading. I'll be doing readings on the moon cycles all throughout 2022 and leading and guiding us through these new moon intentions and then full moon harvest, yeah. So we'll plant seeds on the new moon, and then we'll reap the harvest, and we'll see how this progression unfolds together over the 13 moon cycles of 2022. That's pretty exciting, and it will help me get to know astrology better, and I've always wanted to do this myself and have never stuck with it for such a long time. So me personally, I'm practicing Four of Wands, stability of my fire, because I'm making commitments and I'm sticking to them. It's very important to stick to what you say you're going to do. Very, very, very few people do what they say they're going to do. And we have the opportunity to do the other flip side of that, which is show up, make solid, bold intentions from the heart, and then execute them with grace and ease. The more we do it, the easier it gets, So there we are. My sun sign and my moon sign are Gemini. I'm a Scorpio rising. Merging those Geminis was very difficult for me because there's duality. There was a split, the twins, on how I presented myself to other people, and there was a split on how I perceived myself internally, emotionally, my moon sign. And Scorpio's a doozy too, fire, water. So I've learned how to express my fire energy. I've learned to stick up for myself because no one ever stuck up for me when I was growing up. No one came to my defense. No one came to my rescue. I'm grateful for it now, but it was horrendous. It was absolutely horrendous. But all of the spiritual work and reading that I've done has helped me so much. Dolores Cannon, Barbara Marciniak, the first couple books of Joe Dispenza, especially Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, was very, very helpful. Adrienne Elise was very, very helpful. Aluna Ash was very, very helpful because it helped me realize, especially Dolores Cannon, that as a soul, I lined up everything I experienced in my life. I chose all of it. I chose my parents. I chose where I would be born. I chose the time I would be born, all for the purpose of opportunities for spiritual growth. I put, as a soul, I put all of these lessons on my plate. And I built a very tall mountain for me to climb in this very difficult lifetime. But I'll tell you what, the harder the climb, the better the view. The harder the climb, the better the view. Olya, you were right. Where's Olya? I just saw my hair's driving me crazy right now. I just want to shave it all off. Or grow it out. I don't know which. And Olya said grow it out and put it in a bun, and then start fresh at a later time. I think she might be right. It's not quite long enough to wrap. But I like this look, especially with the poncho. That's a pretty good look right there. If I could learn how to tie a bun. Olya, I need you. I need hair by Olya. Okay. Focus on the 6, not the 5. We're collectively moving beyond the 5. So remember, you create your reality, and thoughts create. Thought forms exist. They exist in the electromagnetic spectrum where we are not able to perceive them with our 5 senses, but they're there. This is why it's so important when you have a negative thought, because we're programmed into these negative cycles. You have to catch yourself and then say, wait, stop, whoa, delete, 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 and then replace it with a positive thought. And then if you get triggered, if there's an emotional thing that comes up, anger, frustration, anxiety, fear, breathe and meditate and do your process, whatever works for you to transmute that energy and clear it. Thoughts create. This is why we're in such a mess on planet Earth, because the media knows this. The elites know this, and the elites own the media, and they put out the narrative that they want to happen, and it's always fear-based, and it's always rooted in negativity, so they can feed on us and steal all of our resources. So don't watch the news. Don't watch the news. The news is the wind blowing through the trees outside. The news is the child who learned to ride his bike down the street. It's fear porn. It's fear porn. And we get addicted to it. We're trained to be addicted to fear and lower vibration emotions. And when you get 7 billion people all manifesting and thinking about the timeline that they want us to create, then guess what happens? We create that timeline. We create that horrible future that they tell us we're heading towards. It only exists if we believe it exists. This is why it's so important for us as individuals to find our way out of the trap individually. And then we immediately affect the people around us. Our energy field changes, and it all bleeds into the collective. It's like imagine a big sheet of felt, black, and there's a bright light behind it, but you can't see it because of the black felt. Every one of us that pops open and wakes up and understands is like a needle pricking a hole in that felt, allowing a little bit of light to get through. And then the more we do it, and we're doing this millions of people simultaneously all over the world, that black felt just more and more and more begins to disintegrate until we reach critical mass and the fabric can't even hold itself together anymore. That's a good analogy. Thank you. That is what is happening. And we've been poking holes in the black felt for a long time, but it's about to, the whole cloth's about to disintegrate. And it's going to happen quick. The hole poking and the light coming through was a very slow, gradual process that's taken decades. This has been a plan in the making for decades. And now we're at critical mass. Now we're at the time where shit's about to really change. Ghislaine Maxwell, WikiLeaks on Telegram. Get ready. It's coming. And it's gonna be a show. It's gonna be a really good movie. So make sure you have plenty of food, dry canned goods in the pantry. Make sure you have a few months of food stored away and plenty of water, just in case we're not able to go to the grocery store or something like that. We haven't all planted organic vegetable gardens yet, so if you're in that field, thank you, and continue to help people grow their own food. That's where we need to get to. And when we heal the division between ourselves, humans, and the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom, we're going to be able to communicate. We are going to be able to communicate with the plants telepathically. And they will be producing food for us in the form of fruits and vegetables that we don't even know about yet. This was talked about in Barbara Marciniak's work, and this was also discussed in Dolores Cannon, I believe, The 3 Waves of Volunteers. I remember a fruit that was about the size of a soccer ball that you cut open, and it was like a custard inside. It was delicious and highly nutritious. And that's the kind of stuff that we're heading toward. That's New Earth. And that's where we want to be casting our lines, our intentions. That's where we don't want to cast our lines into the old broken paradigm. We want to send our love and energy and manifesting creative power into this new earth that is being born. And I feel that the new moon in Aquarius on January 2nd is the first new moon of the year. Happens right at the beginning on the second day, Gregorian. And it's going to be a good year, moving from the 5 to the 6. Well, there we are again. Everyone's getting ready to party, huh? No one's hopping on. Well, I'm so happy to have done this video because I've set new intentions from the heart and out of the desire to help and serve others, myself included, to serve all of us. So stay tuned for the moon cycles. And my presence here is developing. So I don't know exactly where it's going, but they're telling me just to show up every day. And as I give advice to everyone else, just do the pieces that you're instructed to do. And it's a jigsaw. And the bigger picture will emerge as long as you show up. Show up, show up, show up. All right, I love you. I love you all. Thank you for donations. Thank you for booking private readings. And thank you for watching hashtag Our Daily Spread. And thank you for watching hashtag Tip Jar Tarot. I will be back sooner than later. Bye-bye.